Alright, Chapter 4 is finally here, and not only did we get obviously completely new BR stuff, but we also got a ton of new stuff in Fortnite Creative, and some of the stuff you might not even think that we actually got it in Creative. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. So let's start with the most obvious one, which are obviously the weapons in Fortnite Creative, which we got from BR. Obviously these are all new Chapter 4 weapons, and we got all of them directly into Creative. Yeah, we still do not have the chrome guns, but we do have all of the new guns in every category that you can possibly imagine. So there's a bunch of stuff which you can play around with. Starting out with the first gun, which is the tactical pistol right here. And as you can see, we also got new damage numbers and like a little bit of hit marker, refreshing, like just a little bit of UI changes. The new thunder shotgun, the Maven auto shotgun, the twin mag SMG. It's actually pretty cool that the map is actually switching sides and I actually can see that in-game, which I personally think is a really cool touch. And then last but not least, we got the Red Eye Assault Rifle, which also zooms in. So we have like a little bit more of a one-shot actual aim-down sight gun. Now we actually have a little bit more variety when it comes down to the aim-down sight guns. And we do not only have like the ones that we already had before, and we're actually getting new ones each season, which is really cool. Let's continue with the BR stuff that is new, and we also got a new movement mechanic, which some of you guys already seen, is the hurdling. This one works in Creative as well. You have to enable the setting though. So before you can do this in your Creative Islands, you have to go into your settings, go to My Islands, and then you go into your game settings. In here, there is an option to actually turn this on. By default, this is turned off. You can see the thing right here is allowed vaulting, and that by default is off. So you have to turn it on every island that you have. Also very interesting, this one is one of the only settings that doesn't have some extra settings, because right now you can only vault over these little ones, right? And it's also bugging sometimes. So you can actually not vault anything higher than this one. Anything between works, if it's obviously not bugging, like this one right here. So, I don't know. You cannot vault over anything that is between the half wall here. It doesn't automatically do that. If this is bugging for you, just resetting the island, just going in and out works usually. So if you have this bug, then you can just go in and out. There's one more thing which includes multiple things which are new from the BR stuff that also got introduced into Creative. And there's a lot of UI changes and a lot of new things basically got updated throughout BR and also are in Creative, which is actually really helpful for Creative as well. The first thing, which I think is personally the least interesting, is that the chests got a little bit of nicer flares and look a little bit nicer, I guess. The other one, which you saw earlier, are the damage numbers and just hit markers in general, are a little bit updated now. But the last one, which I personally think is really, really cool and looks absolutely amazing in Creative, is the fire. So, if we start the game right now, you can see we have a fire volume here, and we can burn things down in Creative. We know that. But as you can see now, Fortnite's fire does look really cool right now. You can see it actually does look like fire. It burns down, and if it actually breaks, it looks super cool. Look at that. I personally think this is my favorite thing in this update. Alright, so for the next one we have to go. Alright, so for the next one we have to go on a fresh island, or maybe not so fresh, but we have to go on an island which doesn't have the setting enabled yet, because there's actually a new setting which you can now enable, which basically gives you more options for a lot of new devices. For that, you have to go into My Island, and then you go to Creative, and then you go into the tools. Over here you can see another upgrade version, not the event binding, we already had that before, but the convert and reload option for upgrade devices. This will basically convert all of your devices into newer devices with early access features. As already said here, they might be bugged and you might want to like not do this on the map that properly works right now. But there will be a lot of new settings in devices and a lot of devices, which you have to do this upgrade process to get these options. So if you press confirm here, your island basically gets converted, you get kicked out, and then you can have these new device settings. However, as of right now, there's no documentation which devices actually got to change. So it would be a hassle to go through all 100+ devices here to find out which have the settings. So I will have a different video on all the settings that got changed and everything that is new. Also very interesting, like for example, if we pull out a trigger here and we quickly look at that, there's no settings that I haven't seen before. Actually, delay trigger choice, I think that has also been in there before. And there's also new other settings. Also very convenient that with this update, that the events binding system, which you have to use in the future, the normal channel system is going away. So make sure that you get used to this one, is now available in the settings for your channel browser. So you can actually have this here. And you can like basically see that in here as well, which is really helpful now. So we not only have this for channels. And last but not least, the Creative Royale island got an update. Obviously, not only that we have the new island now in Creative Royale, obviously the balloons and everything here is missing. If you have used this one, there might be problems where stuff get moved around. It shouldn't be affected too much. But obviously now the new island is here. And there's a few things that actually got removed. If you go into your settings, your island settings, and you go into the normal settings, or I think it was in here, you will not find the lighting settings anymore. That is probably due to Fortnite being moved to the 5.1 version, which has like different lightings. I think that might be the reason why all of the light settings got removed. So hopefully we get some replacement for that in the future. But there's actually a really cool feature in this new settings here. So if you scroll all the way down to the post-game settings, post-game win type, we have classic, which is the normal creative screen. We have the Battle Royale one, which is the Victory Royale one. And then we have a new one, which is called custom. And this one actually allows you to create super custom text. And you can see this on the screen right now. You can actually type in your custom thing. You can have like custom things, custom colors. Everything fully custom, and I think this is really cool update. Kind of flew under the radar a little bit. But for this update, obviously, as usual, the beginning of the season creative updates are usually a little bit slower. But obviously, keep in mind that the end of January, we might finally get Creative 2.0. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one, and bye.